Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 10th. We're just going to jump right in here, Virgo. You have this Call of the Muse card and also this Royal You card here. That Royal You card is like a glow-up type energy, and that Call of the Muse card just reminds me of every single reading that I've done for you for like the past, I don't know, like 2 or 3 months or something like that. I feel for a lot of you that you're being called to create something new or different with your life. And, it doesn't have to be like totally new. Again, the energy, what I always feel for you, Virgo, the repeating energy is basically like, I don't think you have to like totally change your career, or if you have a business, I don't think these readings are saying like, oh, you have to go completely do something else. I feel like they're saying that you just, it's like you could just be doing the same thing in different ways. And, I always get that message for you. So, clearly it's something that you have been working on or working through kind of like mentally. It could be one of those things where it just takes a long time to kind of like think about what you're doing first, or, you're just doing a lot of like mental processing. I would be careful of becoming like trapped in your mind with the Eight of Swords. But again, I kind of get the feeling here. Sorry, I wanted to go here. I kind of get the feeling that the mental processing is very necessary. Like, I feel like it's something that if you have been doing that for a while, that, it's something that you've needed to do anyway. You start off with the Eight of Cups, something, I guess that camera's dead. But, I feel like for some of you that basically, you just have been walking away from things or kind of like trying to move on from something here, because we go Eight of Cups down to the Six of Swords to the Temperance card. So I'm wondering if you are kind of like moving away from something that couldn't change, or, for some of you, I'm getting that you're walking away from something that couldn't be changed. Whatever. It could be a relationship, but that's not what only thing I'm talking about here. It could be your business, and this might also, again, this might not be a bad thing. It's like maybe you could only get to a certain level in your business, so it's like now you have to make a change so that you can grow, so that you can become something more. And, of course, this is going to take like confidence, being confident. I feel like you have to keep pushing with this King of Wands. I really feel like you have to tap into that level of confidence that you have as well. The things that it's like, I get it for whatever reason. on this, you have this card and the King of Swords. There's like, I get this energy of knowing, but not sharing, and that's like what's popping into my head. It's like it's almost like for some of you in work or business specifically, that there are things but maybe you're not like using those skills, or there are things but you're afraid of judgment or whatever. And here you go. You have the Judgment card right here. So I definitely feel it's time for you to like be bold, be assertive, step into the light. You have that Royal You card, which is like a glow up energy. So clearly the universe is preparing you to get a lot of attention or to stand out in some way. And again, for a lot of you, I do feel this is career, this is kind of like career related. Obviously, we're going to clarify. There's like a little bit of love here, but it doesn't seem to be a major focus at the moment. Let's see. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Page of Swords. Some of you could be, clearly, you could have your back to a person here. King of Swords, with the Queen of Swords, she has her back to whatever this situation is. It doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel like you're the Queen of Swords. It's like she is looking at these options. There could be a person from the past who still has their eye on you, but I don't know. I feel like you're looking for new options as far as love is concerned. Again, and if you are not looking for love, or if you already have it, this to me could just say that you are looking for, again, options like in career, options to grow, options to, take things in a new direction, and, all that other good stuff, right? With the King of Wands, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is about resourcefulness. We are in a time of resourcefulness. It's pretty simple. It's like I say to everyone, if you want to do something, you're probably not going to have the money to do it, or you might feel like you don't have the resources to do it, and your job is to do it anyway. So, your job is to find a way to do the things you want to do without maybe having all the resources necessary. And people always say, Chris, that's impossible. I want to start the next SpaceX. I'm like, no, yes, it is possible. If Elon can do it, you can do it, number one. Number two, yes, you might have to start small. You might have to start playing around with rockets in your backyard. Again, there's a great documentary on I think it's Prime or something, about I'm pretty sure it's called Rocket Man, and it's about a guy who's like a limo driver who thinks the Earth is flat, and so he builds a rocket in his backyard and launches it so he can launch himself, and he literally does this in the middle of the desert. And this guy, he seems kind of like a little simple in the documentary, and also kind of like a dummy, right? And I'm pretty sure he died doing this, by the way, not in the documentary, but after the documentary, he did it again. He launched another rocket and he died, so he's dead. But the whole point is, if he can do it, trust me. Watch the documentary. The guy's like a little bit of a dud. If he can do it, you can do it. So, there are no excuses. Maybe you have to start small. Don't die, obviously, because then you're not going to get anywhere, right? But what I would say here is that, I feel this is saying where there's a will, there's a way. And, he did it. He had like no money and all this other stuff. With the Judgment card, you have the Six of Swords, which you have twice right here. With the Judgment card, it's like I feel like you're moving towards better, bigger and better things. But, kind of like everybody else, I feel like we all have to let go of our old life right now. Or there just could be certain aspects of our old life that we have to let go of. I would say that if you've been like, if you've had any triggering moments, this could be, getting triggered by relationships or people or anything like that. I would look at those triggering moments because they might be, you might be getting triggered by things that need to be released. Next, in the area of what you need to hear right now, you have this card that says, I open up to receive divine guidance and support to heal me. You have this card that says, through meditation, I see clearly beyond the veils of illusion. So I feel it would be a great time to meditate. Clear your mind, learn new things, kind of explore your ideas as well, I think would be a really good idea with this energy. So, I feel it's just an amazing time for like mental exploration and stuff like that. So, anything you can do would be a good idea. Any daydreaming would be a good idea as well with the Queen of Swords here. You have the Queen of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the King of Swords. I do not like the King and Queen of Swords together. It doesn't matter what gender, you're into, but if you were with a person and you're walking away, it could have been a king and queen of swords type of situation. To me, they can be divine counterparts, but it's like they don't see eye to eye, or there can be certain elements of the relationship that are cold. Again, for some of you, it's like this person might not have been bad, you know what I mean? It's like I don't think every single relationship that ends has to be a bad thing, right? So it's like maybe this person wasn't like toxic or anything, but just maybe you just don't see eye to eye. Maybe you're just not meant to be together, right? And some of you, I feel, are kind of like realizing that a person just didn't have the same vision, and I kind of almost feel like that's what you're looking for if you want love, is you are looking for a person who shares your vision. Definitely could be another earth sign coming in for you. But again, I wouldn't really call this a love reading either. I would say that this is more about you moving on to calmer shores, moving on to bigger and better improvements and things like that. I kind of also have this message of like going from very overcomplicated to very simple. Like a lot of you, it's like you could be simplifying your process. This could be in work or business. And it's like because you're simplifying it and it's getting easier, it's, increasing your business, So I feel like there could be like a lot of opportunity for you to just simplify your business in a lot of ways. And I would take advantage of that. Again, we have AI. Everybody's freaking out about AI. Trust me, I get lots of comments about it. But, it's like I always say, it's like, number one, it's not that great. Number one, it really, I still have yet to be impressed. I've been working with it for like over a year and it doesn't impress me much. But one thing I will say is I've used it for things like outlining projects, stuff like that. It does a really good job and it like speeds those things up. So, I think there's a lot of YouTube videos and stuff out there that are like, oh, create a video or write your sales copy. And it's like, trust me, I'm a copywriter and that's what I did in my past life. And, what I would say is it writes terrible copy. So, it's not going to be taking any of those jobs yet. But what I would say is it's really good for like outlining projects or doing research or putting ideas together and things like that. Like I'm a dummy, right? So it's like, it's hard for me sometimes to like put arguments together specifically. And sorry, my alarm is going off for some reason. But, it's really good at like helping, put two like my ideas together and help me clarify things. So, again, it can speed up my process, help me create videos for other channels faster and stuff like that. So it's like, are there things that you could do that would like simplify your process or make things easier or, get things moving faster, and that's what I would be looking at here. I feel like it doesn't have to be AI. I'm just saying, I think there could be certain things in life that would just be a much better use of your time. I also think we're in a time, I always say that, I think that the next 20 years is you have to move a lot of dirt to get to the gold. And so what I would say is I would be experimenting. Literally, my Chris Rec channel is going to be all about experimentation. Literally, that's it. And how to run good experiments, how to try new things. Because again, I think that the quickest way to be super successful over the next 20 years, but sooner, it's not going to take 20 years. People keep saying, I'm going to be dead in 20 years. I'm like, well, rip, number one. Number two, it's not going to take that long. If you start now, it'll happen right away. You will discover good things right away, but you're going to have to put the work in. So, again, I would try new ideas, new things, see what works, see what doesn't, double down on what works. You'll be very successful. You have the King of Swords. Again, I was getting something about like something that inside of you that needs to come out. Some of you, I get like a little bit of imposter syndrome vibe from this reading. For example, I don't know, it's like maybe you want to share something on YouTube and you don't feel good enough. I feel like this is saying do it because, it's like it's going to resonate with things. It's never, again, it's never the safe things I say that, get a good reaction from people. It's always the things that I say where I'm like, man, I'm going to lose a ton of subscribers when I say this, right? It's like always those things that people resonate with most. So, don't be afraid to say it, right? I told some vegan in the comments the other day that I was going to go make a steak. People loved it, right? So, it's like, yeah, will I lose a couple of vegans? Sure. But do I care? Hell no, because I'm just going to go eat a steak, right? With the King of Swords, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is a card of expansion. Or it's not a card of expansion, but I feel like for you, it is a card of expansion is where I was going with that. It is also my card of experimentation because it's a card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So I feel like you need to experiment. I feel like you need to try new things and, run experiments in your life. Again, I feel like you're in that stage where it's like you could have a lot of good ideas, but how you present them might change. Again, it's like I think also, just to give you an example, we're in a time where people, I see a lot of people, again, I get a lot of comments from people that are like, I want to start a YouTube channel. And I always tell them to do it. Like if there was ever time, it's like now. But maybe you want to start something, but maybe it would be better as a blog, or maybe you're a better writer, or maybe it would be better as a podcast. So don't be afraid to try like multiple mediums, multiple different places, if you're starting something on your own. With the Six of Swords, you have the Four of Pentacles. Again, this is like old thinking. I'm wondering if you're getting triggered by like family things, right? Or if you're thinking about your family a lot, or like the family that you came from is what I'm referring to here, Virgo. You could be having a lot of those moments where you're saying to yourself like, I do these things in my life because of my mother or my father or my family, or you know what I mean? Like that type of thing makes a lot of sense. Neptune and Pisces, and I'm a Pisces, and so what I would say is that Neptune and Pisces energy, it's like a direct challenge to traditional belief. So we're all raised believing certain things, right? Whether it's right or wrong doesn't matter. And it's, again, Neptune and Pisces is like, why do you believe this? And there, you don't have to answer the question. That's a trick with Neptune and Pisces. You can just look at it and you could just say, I believe this because my mother always believed in whatever, right? With the King of Swords, you have the Death card. And again, these things could be changing. That's where I was going with that, is that Neptune and Pisces triggers those beliefs so that the world can change, right? But these could also be very personal changes. You could be looking at, and this is not good or bad. I want to stress that, these changes you're making, that's like some of them could be bad habits. Some of them could be good habits as well. Some of them, could just be nothing. They could just be more neutral. It just could be just general ideas that you have about the world. And again, this is so that, we're in a time of intense growth for the next 20 years, I believe. So as I say, like buckle up because you're going to see some crazy shit over the next 20 years. I promise you. And, again, the people who change and adapt are going to be very successful. The people that don't are just going to continue screaming that the sky is falling. So don't be one of those people, right? Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have, are you kidding? Releasing, this card says Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Exactly what I just said, basically. So there you go. You have this transformation card that says things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Yes. I feel like you're going through this like deep transformation. It's probably leading to a glow up type of, vibe here. Again, doesn't really surprise me that you would be doing this. Earth signs have really good energy, mostly because we have Uranus and Jupiter in Taurus. And so you're getting the benefits of, those two planets in Taurus, and because you are Virgo, you're an earth sign. And so it kind of benefits the earth signs a little bit more. And what I would say here is like it's a time of growth, time of expansion, a time of freedom for earth signs, and you could be setting yourself free. You have the Seven of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Temperance card. The Eight of Swords is, again, needing to set yourself free. Funny enough, actually, I'm going to show you over here because, you go Eight of Swords, Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is showing up in the area of the good stuff, so it's going to be good no matter what. But the Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction, and it is a card of keeping yourself stuck and needing to set yourself free. So I feel like you need to set yourself free, but also the Eight of Swords is a card of only seeing one way of doing things. The Seven of Swords, he's stealing these swords from an army in the background here, and he's doing that so that that army can't be, use their weapons the next day in battle against him. So it basically says there's probably more ways that you could do things, right? But number one, you might be overcomplicating things with the Seven of Cups, so you could be making things more difficult than they need to be. I wouldn't be thinking harder. I would be thinking simpler. We're kind of like in a weird time. Like I said, I feel like there's a lot of work to be done. You have to move a lot of dirt to get to the gold, but this isn't hard work. This is like experimentation. It should be fun. And again, I'm getting ready to. There's a lot of things going behind the scenes here with my other channels. I have secret channels and things like that. So, get ready. But what I would say here is it's like, I think there's a lot of success that can come through experimentation and in trying new ways of doing things. So that's what I would be doing here with the Seven of Cups. You have the Temperance card, experimenting. He's literally pouring water back and forth. It's a card of alchemy, turning one thing into another. So I feel in a lot of ways that you could be turning your situation around. It's going to require some work, like I said. Where I was going with that Seven of Cups as well is it's not really, I do think that there kind of is like a little bit of hard work, but it's not really hard work. And it's not saying that things are going to get easier, but I do think that this row in general is encouraging you to keep things simple. It's like I think there's a difference between easy and simple. There could be something that's hard to do, but it's still simple in its execution. You know what I mean? Maybe it just requires a lot of work or, whatever. So I would be thinking of like simple solutions. I wouldn't be trying to, come up with these like overcomplicated, these like overly complicated ideas. I would just try to keep it simple is what I'd say. I think simple wins all day long, right? With the Seven of Cups, you have the Five of Pentacles. There's something here about resources right here as well with the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. Again, I would start something small. I gave you the example of the guy with the rockets in the backyard. Trust me, watch that documentary. If he can do that, you could do trust me, again, you can do whatever you set your mind to. He's no genius, okay? He thinks the earth is flat. So, well, he's dead now, so who the hell knows what he thinks? But what I would say here is that, again, you sometimes we have to start small. It's like, I've talked to people, they're like, I want to start a restaurant, but I don't have the money. I'm like, okay, well, why don't you like cook for your friends, charge them money? And it's like, if your friends aren't willing to pay you for food, then your food's not good enough. You shouldn't start a restaurant. I'm like, we can run very simple experiments in life and we can find out whether or not we're good at something, right? Maybe it hurts your feelings. So your friends are like, damn, your food sucks, right? But at least at least you didn't waste like 20 years trying to open a restaurant, right? So then you have like a little illegal restaurant going on. Of course, I'm not encouraging you to break the law, but what I would say is it could be by donation only, right? There are plenty of illegal restaurants all over the frickin' place. So, it's like you go from there, then you open a food truck, then you open your restaurant, right? It's like these are steps that you have to take. That's how this reading is going. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Five of Wands. I don't know, Five of Wands is like some sort of venture because we go like this down to the Page of Wands. Five of Wands is a card of conflict and competition, but really it's a card of learning from the competition. It's a card of like educating yourself. They're using sticks to fight. They're not using swords, so it's really a card of education. With the Temperance card, you have the Sun. Yep, like I said, I really feel like experimentation is where all your success is going to come from. I see a lot of happiness and joy coming in for you here as well, but definitely like kind of like more of a glow-up vibe as well. Next, we're going to look at the good stuff. You have the Seven Stars Sisters card. It says birth and creation, tapestry of life, expression. You have this cosmic card. It says devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. So there you go. I feel like you have to turn your life into like a mantra or something like that. That's what you could be working on here. I also, again, I would like tap intuition. I'm getting something about intuition here. You have the Seven of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Page of Wands. Again, the Seven of Swords normally lying, cheating, stealing, but it is a golden card, and golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. So I know everyone reads it as lying, cheating, stealing, but really it's a card of tactics. It's also a card of needing to have more fun in your life. He has these polka dots on his cloak. Polka dots in the tarot represent like taking things too seriously, not having enough fun, not being willing to make mistakes and stuff like that. So, I would definitely tap into that more playful energy. It is coming up in the good stuff though. So again, I think you are. You have the Wheel of Fortune. Definitely a good card. I feel like there is some sort of change in your fortunes or a lot of success coming in for you with the Wheel of Fortune. A lot of people getting the Wheel of Fortune, I think because we have to pay attention to cycles. I always say, like, to me, there are kind of like 3, maybe 4 ways that we can work with the Wheel of Fortune energy. Like, I always say, I don't look at tarot as good or bad. To me, the cards just say, like, this is an energy that you have to work with, right? So, what I would say with the Wheel of Fortune, most people consider a good card, but really, I think that I don't think it's good or bad. I think it's a card that says, you want to be right here at the center wheel. There are like 3 wheels there, and you want to be at the middle because things will always happen. It's like good things will always happen, bad things will always happen in life, but it's like how we respond to it. It's like, so when you're at the center of the wheel, you see the cycles. You see when good things are coming, you see when bad things are coming. So what should you do? Number 1, if you enter into a good cycle, it's like what activities, what things during the day are you doing that are leading to more positivity, that are leading to better results? I'll give you an example. I go for a walk every day. If I don't go for walks for extended periods of time, things start to happen in my life, right? Like bad things. So what I would say here is I go for a walk every single day, right? I'm paying attention to the cycle. I'm taking control. So again, are there things that you do that improve your life, and can you keep doing them? Also, but again, cycles. If you notice every single year at a certain time of year, you make more money, double down on your work at that time, double your income, right? It's like stuff like, I'm oversimplifying it here. You're gonna have to put your thinking cap on, but if you do, you'll be successful. We can also use our vibrations. That's number 2. So there's a snake right here. We can use our vibrations to kind of attract what we want. We can also educate ourselves. Every single sign, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo, on the card, they have books in their hands, and it represents education. The 4th thing is kind of like mystery, but again, that kind of goes along with books. You have this Sphinx right here at the top. He represents mysteries. And so again, we are in a time of mystery, but it's not like things are hidden. We just have to look. Again, move a lot of dirt to get to the gold. Do your research. Most of the stuff you learn about like whatever you want to create is probably going to be garbage, but it's like those little gold nuggets are going to be worth it. You have the Page of Wands. So this is definitely going to be an adventure. I do feel like some of you could be like moving or traveling at this time. I feel like you always get moving and traveling with me, so, I don't know. I think Uranus and Taurus is kind of giving you a little bit of a travel bug, a little bit of freedom bug, where you just probably don't want to be somewhere where you're feeling stuck or trapped, and you probably just want freedom. So, there you go. With the what is this, 7 of Swords, you have the Temperance card. Yes, finding other ways of doing things. Like I said, your whole entire reading is very simple. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the 7 of Wands. You had 2 7, so internal fears that don't exist. I would definitely let go of those fears. But again, this is coming up in the good stuff. The 7 of Wands can represent conviction. It says when you know that something is going to be successful, then you will be successful. With the Page of Wands, you have the King of Pentacles. Here you go. If you want love, I feel that there definitely could be a divine counterpart coming in for you here. Queen and King of Pentacles, something much more stable. It could be an earth sign or a fire sign. I'm pretty sure you always get earth or fire with me in reading. So it could be earth or fire. It could be a person who has a lot of earth and fire in their chart or something as well. So it could be any sign. But, King and Queen of Pentacles, that's like something permanent, something that lasts for a very long period of time. Someone who, wants to put the work in, all that other good stuff. So we're going to pull 5 main themes. You have this Yoke card. It says feeling tied down and frustrated. I would say if you are feeling tied down and frustrated, it's because you're only looking at one way of doing things. I think you need to open up to other mediums, like I said earlier in the reading, especially if you work in like social media or something like that. You have this Carriage card. It says a journey, either physical or mental. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's pretty simple. You definitely probably are one of the signs that has like a big travel bug right now, or just freedom. It's like if you feel trapped in something, you're probably going to want to leave. You have this Arrow card. It says you're on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Yeah, it's like you're doing the right thing. Again, I don't see these big, huge, sweeping changes. I read for other signs, and it's like I feel like they're completely changing what they're doing, like work or business-wise, right? For you, that's not really what I feel. it's like maybe for some of you, obviously it's a general reading, but for the most part, I feel like maybe you're on the right path. It's like you're doing the right thing, but it just needs a little tweaking. So maybe you have to get a raise or promotion in your job, or maybe you have to look for a different job, or maybe you have to make some changes in your business. But it's not like so much like you're making this huge change. I hope that makes sense. Now you have this teapot. It says deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of friends who could help you. We are in a time of co-creation. Like, I would encourage working with other people. You have this owl. It says good advice from a wise person, King of Swords. There could be a very wise person you look up to, or just someone who has some good ideas of like what you could do with your life or your business or whatever. So this looks really good. I love it. So thank you for being here, Virgo, and definitely enjoy your month.